Hi, everyone. I realized that some of you that are clicking on this video are actually none of my friends, like people I know. That was my original intent, to send those videos to people I know, and some of them really like watching them. But since some of you don't even know what this is all about, I thought I'd say some words at the beginning. It's basically that I'm connecting with my soul tribe. It's 92 souls that are not from this planet. Most of them, I think, not embodied. I talked directly to two of them. Their names are Boss and Joey. And today we'll be talking with Boss. And the background, and also already kind of the question for you, Boss, is that I met several incredible women, obviously, in the last couple of weeks. But two of them, I have the feeling that I met them in different lives, that we had intimate relationships in at least one past life, and that went down horribly. The two of us, in both cases, more destroying each other than helping each other. And my question basically is if you know that you know someone from another life and it didn't go down well, should you try to solve that karmic monstrosity, or should you stay away? Part of that question is also how reincarnation actually works. One of them said, I am Pocahontas, which doesn't sound true to me. I mean, just because you have a memory of one of your past lives doesn't make it that you're that person. It's just that you have a memory of that life, and maybe even different people can have a memory of that one life. I'm also hoping for insight when it comes to that subject. Yeah, so let's give it over now to Bas. Hello, welcome everyone. I'm almost as nervous as you are, Tom, since this is the first time you kind of publicly announce us. We are honored and nervous and happy and just excited to connect to planet Earth, since we are the first two people from our planet actually getting into connection with Earth. So we are also newbies. Reincarnation. Reincarnation is not as simple as you think it is. It is not that there's a straight line of lives that you had, like pearls on a string, and every time you move out from one life, you move into the next life, and the past lives kind of belong to you. This is a misconception. We talked about shards of the one consciousness that enter into a body and live a life full of experiences and learn and re-enter the one consciousness afterwards. In our last video. So if that shard re-enters one consciousness, it merges, it dissolves in the one consciousness, making that experience part of all the one consciousness. And if you split apart another shard from that one consciousness to re-enter another body, there is some continuity. There is a part that stays you. There is a part that makes you a cell in this one consciousness that stays its own cell with its own boundaries, that re-enters another life. But at another level, you're also melting into all the other cells, into the whole consciousness, into all the other souls that are re-entering. So there's no clear boundary between a single soul and the one consciousness. So the moment the soul that you would define as you re-enters another body, it takes with it all the experiences that have been experienced by other souls. So in a way, you have been all the lives. In a way, every single soul reincarnated on this planet remembers and is all the past lives of every single being on this planet. But since on another level, and we are very sorry, but we can't explain that more specifically without overwhelming you. But since on another level, you are also an individual soul, you come back to this life and you attract the past lives that have been lives of your soul. You attract them. You can't remember others. You can't kind of imagine that you have been those other lives. But that would be like stealing from your neighbor. It is not your life. It is not what you have been through. It is not what you attract. But that is the difficulty here. If your ego is strong, you tend to want to remember famous lives. So you try to convince yourself that this were your past lives and you can remember them. But it's not the truth. It is your ego attracting the wrong past lives. But the moment you have your ego out of your way, the moment you do that, you will attract your past lives. They will cling to you and they will form a shining armor. They will give you security. They will give you freedom. They will give you safety. So you have to check your ego. You have to check if what you're trying to remember from a past life feels effortless, feels like it's flying towards you, or if it feels forced. If that memory feels forced, it's not your life you're remembering. It's just a life that you would like to remember, but it's not yours to remember. Thank you. That was very helpful. Tom, you're okay. You do not remember wrongly. It is a burden, we know, but you are correct. Now, what to do if you meet someone and you remember meeting that person in the past life? So There is no clear answer to that. It depends on your level of adventurism, basically. If you feel drawn to that person, if you want to resolve that issue from the past, it is within your right to do that. It is within what the universe means for your life to do that. You can try to solve your karmic issues from the past. You know, but it is like riding the Niagara Falls in a very tiny boat. It might crash you. You might drown. But if you do it and you survive, oh man, you've learned a ton. You've learned a lot. And to give you some more security, you can learn all those lessons also in a slow and safe way. You don't have to go down the waterfall. But for some of you, that's your destination, your destiny. That's what you want to do, and that's what you have to do in that sense. So we give you our blessing to pursue such a karmic relationship. But you have to check if that other person understands what you're getting into. If that other person feels a strong attraction, but for example, doesn't believe in karma or in past lives, and is just aware of the huge attraction, you cannot ever do that with that person. Because she will feel the same forces clinging to her, but she doesn't have the tools to solve it. So you only can do that with another person. That person is understanding what is happening and willing to endure and enjoy the consequences of such a relationship. Thank you, boss. Thank you very much.